There's a great danger when you're writing video essays for a niche channel that something like this will happen.
I haven't found anybody going into what makes the music in these films so amazing.
That either someone will beat you to the punch or an even bigger channel will come along and cover exactly the same topic. Which is fine, actually, because it's all education, and Sideways is an amazing and incredibly engaging channel, and I'm kind of in awe of just how well he teaches and presents his material. But the reason I'm mentioning this is because I'm afraid I'm about to do exactly the same thing. There's a great channel called Listening In, which actually beat me to the punch here on a phenomenal video essay on Elgar's Enigma variations. So definitely check that video out if you want a more in-depth look into Elgar's Enigma variations. I'd wanted to talk about this piece for quite a while, so I guess it is my fault for putting it off, but a lot of people have been asking me if I can solve the Enigma variations. So I'm going to show you something cool. Here is what I think the solution is. But first, a little bit of background. The piece is commonly called the Enigma variations. It's a great theme and variation. So there's this theme which goes like... and so on. And then there are variations on that theme, and each variation represents one of his friends. The most famous of these variations is Nimrod. By the way, I should introduce my piano. She's always a quarter tone flat, but she has all kinds of interesting pockets, little hidden contraptions here and there and everywhere. That's probably a topic for another video, but she is a little bit flat, so sorry about that. Anyway, the most famous variation in the Enigma variations has to be Nimrod. Nimrod begins like this. And so on. In some circles, this variation has almost come to represent England or Englishness. You know, it was played at the London Olympics while Kenneth Branagh gives this great English poem or speech. And the variation Nimrod is named after Elgar's friend Jaeger. Jaeger is German for hunter, and Nimrod is the biblical mighty hunter. So the story goes that Elgar was walking in the Cotswold Hills with Jaeger, and Elgar was thinking about giving up music. And over the course of that conversation, Jaeger did the right thing and persuaded Elgar to persist, to continue writing and making music. And at the end of their conversation, Jaeger started humming one of the tunes from Beethoven's Pathetique Sonata. So the slow movement of the Pathetique Sonata goes like this. And you might even be able to hear hints of Nimrod in that theme, the first contour, or later. That kind of thing. But in the Enigma variations, there is a hidden theme. Elgar wrote the word Enigma, suggesting there's some kind of hidden code or mystery within. And he says this hidden theme never appears. To be exact, he says, "The enigma I will not explain. Its dark saying must be left unguessed. And I warn you that the connection between the variations and the theme is often of the slightest texture. Further, through and over the whole set, another and larger theme goes, but is not played. So the principal theme never appears." And Elgar also hinted to another person that the theme should be quite familiar. If you're familiar with British slang, the words quite familiar really mean you'll definitely know this. So we can presume that at least a British person will almost definitely know this hidden theme. At least that's my reading of it. And actually, he also stated on multiple other occasions that it would be a well-known tune. A whole bunch of other solutions have been suggested. There's Auld Lang Syne, God Save the Queen, Ein fester Burg, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, or Tavis's Canon, and so on. But here's the thing. Elgar loved sort of cryptic crosswords and puzzles and things. He loved that sort of thing. And one of the key things he says is, the theme never appears. The theme never appears. Think about that. What about, it's been in the news recently, the words to this are, rule Britannia, Britannia, rule the waves. Britain, never, never, never shall be slaves. Once more, it's Britain, never, never, never. For me, that just ticks all the boxes. I just get the feeling that Elgar might have been playing this song and then slowed it down and then starts improvising around it. He's improvising and his wife comes in and says, wow, what's that? That's gorgeous, you should write something on that. I don't. Here's the thing, I love that solution, but unfortunately there's no way of knowing 100% what the correct solution is. There's no way of knowing if you're right, there's no way of proving this theory wrong or right because Elgar took the solution to the grave with him. But I rather like this solution, and I gather that according to some sources, so did he. Again, as I say, I was beaten to the punch a bit by listening in, but it's a phenomenal video, definitely worth a watch if you want to learn more about the Enigma variations. Of course, we'll never know if we've landed on the right answer, but I think that this one is pretty compelling, certainly more so to me than Auld Lang Syne or Ein Feste Burg. Thank you for watching. If you want to support this channel or buy me a coffee to say thank you, then you can visit my Patreon page at patreon.com/inside the score. Thank you again, and I'll see you soon.